Hi, and welcome to the channel. On this channel, we talk about everything books, university, medicine, nursing, and most importantly, books, because I love books. So, today we're going to talk about a book by Erica Spindler. And I read a book of hers some time ago. I can't remember how long ago, but I do know her name. So this book I picked up on the bookshelf at my local train station. I'm going to return it now that I've read it, and I've enjoyed it. It's a psychological thriller, and it's called Cause for Alarm. Can you see that? Great. Cause for Alarm. So it's about a 19-year-old girl called Juliana Starr. I mean, that reads like a film in the cinema already. And Juliana Starr's pregnant. She's chosen Kate and Richard to be the parent of her child. So she's putting her child up for adoption. And she did this by, she selected them because she saw a picture of Richard, who is Kate's husband. And she fell in love with him, and she thought he would be a good husband for her. And she decided to let them adopt her child so she can have Richard. So that's basically what the book is about. And at the back it says, as tormented Juliana begins to mold herself in Kate's image, she insinuates herself into Richard's life, determined to tear their perfect marriage apart and have Richard for herself. But for Kate and Richard, the nightmare has only begun, because Juliana is not alone. From her dark past comes a man of unspeakable evil. So that's the ethos of the book, really. I want to say I enjoyed the book, but not as much as I could, because I find the characters to be, not that they're too flawed or too human, but I feel like the flaws were empathized on too much. So the author empathized on the flaws too much. So for instance, Richard, it was too easy for it was too easy for Juliana to take Richard away from Kate. That was far too easy. For a 10-year marriage, it's like, how do you just sweep into a 10-year marriage where no one's cheated in 10 years, and then you just take that person away from his wife so easily in a matter of weeks, you know? So I thought that was too much. Richard was a little bit egotistical. They painted him to be a bad guy in terms of loving women and being all about himself. So he would what we would call a narcissist, although we know we shouldn't call anyone a narcissist unless we're a psychologist. But he was portrayed like a narcissist, so not exactly somebody's husband or husband material, but he was a good husband for 10 years. Does that make sense? If you're a good husband for 10 years, in year 11, all of a sudden you just become not a good husband. That to me didn't make much sense. It's a psychological thriller, so of course it's quite fast paced in some areas, in other areas a little bit slower. Juliana is pregnant for her abuser, who is actually a CIA assassin, and he's a CIA assassin, but he's gone rogue, so to speak. You know, I'm using language from films where they go rogue. So he's gone rogue, and so he's on the hunt for Juliana, and in turn, he's on the hunt for Kate and Richard, because obviously they are associated with Juliana. I think, in terms of the book in itself, I enjoyed the first part of the book more than the last. The first part of the book, I think, was more realistic. It painted a picture of a normal suburban couple. A woman who has a business, who's got a husband, who wants to have a child but is unable to conceive. And Juliana she's like a lost child who, had to run away because of bad choices and because of childhood abuse and things like that. So I enjoyed the first bit of the book. As the book progressed, I feel like it was sensationalized. I feel very much like it was written like a film, and I don't like when books are written like films. I prefer when a film is written from a book, if that makes sense. But everyone in the book is flawed or has some sort of flaw, but realistic flaws, except for Richard. I think at first he was like super husband, and then it was like in order to make him cheat on his wife with a young person, a young woman, they started painting him in a bad light, even though at the beginning of the book he was such a good husband, if that makes sense. But overall, I'd say I'd give this book 6 out of 10. It was published in 2005, so I've just discovered it. What year is it? 2022? So many years later, I've just discovered it. But in some parts, it's a bit of a roller coaster ride and can be quite exhilarating. And then in other parts, it's quite slow. I like Kate, and I also like Juliana. I like Juliana because I know she slept with somebody's husband and all this sort of stuff, but she sees what she wants and she goes out and she does everything to get what she wants. And that's sort of the thing that I keep saying to my students, that you want to be this person, but you're not working towards it. You need to give it 100%. You need to work towards anything that you want. And even though she was working towards something bad, she gave it 100%. And I like her for that reason. And I like Kate because she's quite motherly and considerate, a bit silly in some instances, but which of us isn't silly at some point in time. But I do love the book, even though I'm giving it a 6. It's because I didn't like the ending, which I will not spoil for you. So I do recommend this book. So I think you can get it on Amazon. I did look at Amazon and it was on Amazon. So you can go on Amazon and purchase it. Or if you find it at my local at my local train station, because I'm going to put this back today. So if you find that at my local train station, you'll enjoy it as well. So thank you for watching again. I hope you enjoyed that review. It's a little bit all over the place, but it's a new year. I've not been well. I had COVID and my brain is everywhere. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you've read the book, leave a comment. If you haven't read the book, leave a comment on what you think about my review. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.